Maneva na se ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de o se dem yopo.
Mema wakwaba ede ba PENDREAM TV so make sure say obe subscribe to channel no click bell so say the news to our sabit me aka ntem no watie afa so make sure say obe like na wa comment no share ama afoforo so nsaka na comment section ho so no opese wo kire wadwen abetimi ede wadwen kire ato honom na amanfo so anya bia kenkan na onim say PENDREAM TV de eye nsem a ekoso Ghana yam politics mu ne ede ba na yasaka ya ne ede abranti na so me video I saka pese no che na ye de ba nti me mo modern astro so obehwe video we amana si awie na wa kire wa adwen e comment section na se yenko video.
It's very difficult dealing with an electoral commission that you have little or no trust for. It's very difficult because, like you said, a lot has happened over the weekend and ever since this whole registration started. The first day was just terrible. We thought this EC would have learned from past events and made, progress. But we ended up seeing a lot of errors and things we could have avoided. That aside, we realized that the NPP in the various constituencies are kind of trying to intimidate our people. But this time it's not for them. We are not going to sit down and watch them get away with threats, get away with violence. No, we have already told them we are well prepared for them. We are well prepared for them. And it even becomes, the situation becomes worse when after all that goes on in the constituencies, in the various districts, you come back and realize that the figures on the EC Facebook page and website have changed. The figures have changed from what it's supposed to be. Yesterday, Honorable Omaniboama put out some figures about the errors. Am I making a brief introduction, or I'm just talking about?
No, you're talking.
Okay, so he made some figures, he published some figures that shows that there were contradictions in what we have and what the EC has posted. In fact, the EC, the Electoral Commission itself, posted figures in the various regions, the number of people who have registered, if you sum all of them together, did not tally with the total figure they gave.
That it posted.
Yes. So, for instance, the daily report on the registration with day one, let's say, yes, we were almost on the same page because we had almost the same figures. When you put all your margin of errors and stuff together, the figures were almost the same. Then came day two. We recorded 19,000. But EC recorded 25,000. That's about 6,000 more of what we have recorded across the country. So we had to go and check the various regions, sum up the total to be sure we had our figures right. And true, our figures were right. Now we go on their website or on their page, Facebook page, where they have posted the specific figures for each constituency and region. We totaled it and realized it's in tandem with our figure, yet they have quoted 25,000 instead of the 19,000.
Okay, so let me get it straight. So what you tallied as a party,
and
what the numbers or the figures it posted
in the various regions
tallied with what you had
we had,
but the quotes it puts on the regions,
the total
sum appeared different,
exceeded by 6,000.
Even though its own numbers it had posted were different. I mean,
exactly.
the total of that was different. That was the 19,000 and over.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Day two, day three, we had 43,417. That was the figure they posted. That was the figure we had. Now, they posted 48,616. Again, you do the total sum, and ours tallied with the various
basic numbers.
regions. Yes, the various regions of the registered numbers. However, the figure, the total sum of registrants have been bloated. So, Honorable Omanibuama had to quickly raise alarm that who is in the Electoral Commission that is increasing or bloating the figures. Then quickly, they had to go and pull what they posted on their Facebook page down. This is the kind of issue we are dealing with. So there is little or no trust for this issue as far as this 2024 elections is concerned. And there are reasons why we don't trust this issue. Annie, you remember during the 2020 elections, the number of times this Electoral Commission had to announce results. As we speak, we don't even know the specific figure with which they declared the NPP winners of the 2020 elections. We don't know till date.
How? The 2020?
Annie, do you know? Do you know the figure with which they declared the NPP winners of the 2020
Well, but there was a final figure he gave.
We had 5 figures.
Corrected.
Corrected.
Yes.
To the 5th one.
Yes.
Which one do we take? Because even the final figure.
No, but if you get a figure and they tell you that it's corrected, it's corrected.
Yes, it was corrected. But even the final figure, you check and it is not up to 50 plus 1. Even the final figure they finally used to declare the NPP. It was still not up to 50 plus 1. And it's rather unfortunate that when you take such an issue to court, the court will be there to tell you the EC holds nobody an answer. And you see, that is what has emboldened them to continue on that tangent. Today, the EC keep making mistakes. You go on their website and it's one mistake, from one mistake to the other. Just yesterday, even after they pulled the errors we exposed, again, if you look at the color coding, we did in statistics, you know, you do color coding, like they were trying to do a statistics of the number of females who have registered and the number of males who have registered. So they used yellow to represent.
I think we can have that. We have that graph. So if you can put it up.
Yeah, they used
the green and the yellow graph.
Yes.
Yes.
They used yellow to represent male on the bar. The coding.
Okay. The indication
the color
of
coding.
Yes.
And they used green to represent female. However, on the pie chart, yellow represents female and green represented male. How do anybody read this and understand? This is the kind of issue we are dealing with. Look, as recent as the...
okay, I've seen what you're... Okay,
yes.
Okay, let's take our time.
Yes.
So if you do the coding, you are doing analysis, data analysis like this, and you're doing color coding.
Yeah.
Female, you see that female is represented yellow.
Yeah.
And then male...
In fact, the color coding, male is represented yellow.
No, I'm looking at the pie chart.
Okay.
So you look at the pie chart.
Okay.
So female is represented yellow, and male is represented in green. But the color coding to indicate it's been swapped.
It's been swapped.
So that's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is not even it's just wrong.
It's wrong. Absolutely.
It's just wrong.
So those are the mistakes. You see, this EC, the whole country has entrusted the safety and security of the country in its care as far as election 2024 is concerned. We've entrusted the safety, security of our country in their hands. We all know how sensitive elections are in this country.
Oh, wow.
So if you start doing things like this, especially knowing that there are NPP apparatchiks who have been appointed into the Electoral Commission. Do you expect us to sit down, fold our arms, and watch you and say we trust you to do a good job? Annie, there are NPP people who have been appointed into the EC. We raised concerns from the very first day they got the appointment till date. Peace Council hasn't come out to say anything. We have opinion leaders.
Kodeo came out to speak. I mean,
Kodeo came out to speak.
Kodeo actually
what has come out of it? The president has called everybody's bluff. And he's still keeping them there. How do we trust such an electoral commission? Especially if after everything we keep seeing such errors. Now they come to tell us that BVR kits, some BVR components of some BVR kits are missing. Then came registration. And we said, fine.
I want to understand something. The BVR kits that are missing and the machines that were auctioned. Yes, they were said to be obsolete and then thereafter auctioned. They are different, eh?
Yes, they are
so
different.
those that were stolen.
Yes.
And then those that were auctioned to were auctioned. And the auctions, you were trying to find whom they were auctioned to.
Yes, because we didn't hear anything about it.
Okay.
They just came out to tell us that they've auctioned them. So, with the stolen ones, you are telling us that some components of the BVR kits have been stolen. And because of that, we can't use them for registration. So what the NDC asked is that you provide us with serial numbers of the available BVRs, the available BVRs machines, so that nobody can smuggle in any stolen machine into the system later. Once we have the serial numbers, we know that, okay, so these are the BVR machines that were used in the 2024 elections. And these are the machines we expect to give us the accurate figures after all is said and done. But what is the EC telling us? That they can't provide us with the serial numbers and that it will lead to some phishing and to some... You see, unfortunately for the EC, these serial numbers are boldly written at the back of the machines. Boldly written. They are not even hidden. The serial numbers are boldly written at the back of all the BVR kits. They are there, boldly written. So, if the serial numbers are so sensitive that hackers can use serial numbers to hack into the system, why are they boldly written at the back of the machines? Trying to make excuse for everything just to deny the NDC a smooth running process into this election 2024. Making flimsy excuses for everything. Meanwhile, in 2016 and subsequent registrations, agents were made to take serial numbers of BVR kits. So what has changed? Annie, what has changed? You see, the issues are such that after every incident, our trust for the EC will drop by a percentage. After every incident, our trust for the EC will drop by a percentage. Annie, like I've said, we have seen this Electoral Commission being manned by NPP apparatchiks. And some of this NPP apparatchiks we've seen being part of Dr. Viol3nce's campaign. Dr. Peter Apiahene.
Yeah.
Recently, he was spotted as part of Dr. Viol3nce's campaign. Oh, yes.
How?
Yes.
Doing what?
When Bawumia went to Techiman,
what was he doing?
He was part of the campaign team.
Are you sure you saw
yes.
him?
Oh, yes. It's,
So why
the
didn't
pictures
you
are
take a
making
picture
rounds.
or
No, the pictures
video?
are making rounds on social media. You can Google and see. The pictures are making rounds. His face has been circled. He was part. Yes. This is supposed to be a neutral person. This is supposed to be a referee for the 2024 December 7th elections. But Annie, this is no news. This is a person who was communicating for the NDC.
For the NPP.
For the NPP, sorry. Told us a lot on how they won't sit down and watch the NDC win elections.
Yes.
He told us, so it's not a surprise to see such a person in the team of Dr. Bawumia campaigning for him.
That preceded his appointment. And after the appointment, the explanation and the questions that were coming, explanation we received was that he's an expert. He actually has an IT background. So, in fact, when we're seeing the color coding mistakes, I was thinking about him. That why is he making mistakes? Because he's supposed to, you know, have those things correct.
So we have every reason to even believe that all those color coding mistakes and the wrong figures are deliberate. We have every reason to think.
There might be genuine mistakes.
Fine, that's what you think. But as far as we are concerned in the NDC, we don't trust an NPP person being in the Electoral Commission and having such mistakes.